Hey everybody, it's Steve with a quick episode of Keep 'em Rollin'. I planned on having my next video after the show of shows and that be a room tour video, but something's come up, and that is, first of all, I went on a really cool kind of small pick, but just a lot of neat little items I want to share with you. But more importantly, there's a military show coming in my area. So I wanted to get this out there. So if any of you watching are in the area, you may want to attend the military show. This show that's coming up, it is the Livonia Militaria show. I haven't found the exact specific name for it. I just always call it the Livonia Military Show. Militaria show, sorry. And it takes place in Livonia, Michigan. That's Livonia. It's over near Detroit, Michigan on the east side of the state. And it's this Sunday, March 26th. And it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning and goes until 2:30 in the afternoon. That's when it opens and closes to the public, 9 a.m. to 2:30. The address for this is the Livonia Elks, number 2264, and that's located at 31117 Plymouth Road, Plymouth Road, in Livonia, Michigan. And if you go online and you Google Livonia Militaria Show March, or you Google Livonia Elks Military Show and so forth, you will find that they actually have an established website, and they do one in Toledo, Ohio as well. So, but this is the one that's taking place in Livonia, Michigan. Cost to get in is a really reasonable $6 per person. So, and then here's Max again. Hello, Max. So that's what's coming up. And I'm going to try and do some footage at the show. I'm going to be there selling stuff, not my stuff. I'm going to be there helping a friend of mine do some selling and so forth. And then, and I might try to weasel a few things in on his tables, if you will. And then I'm going to be there looking for just a few small items for my collection that I need to kind of finish some things. But, if you show up and you see me, give me a shout. I'd love to talk to you. And I'll try and get some footage for all of you. So my next video will be probably a recent find if it turns out, and a little bit about the show, maybe some footage from the show if they'll let me. And then what I will do is the following video will be the room tour. The room's all ready to go. This kind of jumped in there. I thought, you know what, I'd like to promote this just in case some of you are in the area. Now that we're done with that, let's get on to these kind of cool little recent pickups that I found. All right, everybody, here is the pick, if you will, and it all fits right here in this nice little wooden box. And what's cool is dealer actually threw the box in as part of the deal. He's like, hey, you bought some little things, would you like a box to, carry everything home in? And I was like, sure. It's like, okay, I've got some, and he threw it in. So I've got a nice little dovetail box here. Looks like a little jewelry box or something. So let's get right into it and see some of the treasures that I picked up here. You open this up. The first thing on top is America's Army, including the Army Air Corps. Very important. So you can see it's an early book. Looks like the original owner there. And the book is dated 1942. Right there. And it's just a cool book that kind of takes you through everything that's going on at this point. So everything that's in the Army, the artillery, the cavalry, it talks about the M1 rifles, it talks about machine guns, it talks about the Air Corps. Just a fun little book, and it's a kid's book, but boy, it has an amazing amount of information in it. So what I recommend is if you're doing research, don't discount these types of books. They're not written in a way that's like little kid language. They simplify things, but man, there is a lot of great information in this cool little book. All right, next we have some photos here, and I picked these up just because they are incredibly unusual and rare. In the world of militaria, locating African American militaria is very difficult to do. You just don't see it out there. So when I saw these photos, I was like, these are amazing. Check this one out. Let's come in close here so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on here. Look at that. I believe that if we can get that to focus there, I believe that he is holding an water-cooled Browning machine gun right there. And I like the vehicles in the background. Just an amazing early piece, and we have some names on it and such. And that, just ignore the price there because I did not pay that price. So, and then this one here, a nice soldier in Class 8 uniform. And this one here, you can tell it's a reverse image because all of this should be on this pocket. So this image got reversed here. And I'll have to try and take a look and see. He's got quite the marksmanship badge there. And then there's this one here, which at first I didn't think was military, but then you look closer and you realize, yep, he's wearing the khaki uniform. And we've got the rain cover on, which is unusual. This is also a photo postcard here. You can see these all came out of an album. And then we have this one right here, a very distinguished looking gentleman. You can tell he's just in the service because there's no collar brass on his uniform. This one here also. So I picked those up. As we move on, we've got some more paperwork here. This right here is a German civilian papers book, if you will. I don't know my German, and I have yet to research these. You're seeing them just after I picked these up. So, but just a civilian. You can see all the stamps in here. I believe this is dated, I see 1945 up here. But and it's on this kind of oilcloth paper, which is really cool. So the paper is it's not even paper, it's like waterproof material. So just a neat thing. I don't have anything like this in my collection, so it was interesting to be able to add that. Set that over here. I have this little plastic bag here that had some things in it. So let's see, we've got a ribbon bar, the African, European, Middle Eastern, EAM, European, African, Middle Eastern, you get the idea. And 4 battle stars, but what I like about this one, it's a sewn on. So this had been sewn on a uniform at one point. Just kind of cool. We have some insignia here. We have a Army First Lieutenant bar. Why I like this is the fact that it is foreign made. If you look back here, this is like British made right here with this pin. So I thought that was neat. We have a early collar disc for artillery. This is the one that was done in the 20s and into the 30s. Nice screw back. It's actually, if you kind of come in here, you can see it's maker marked, which is really nice. So just a bunch of fun little things. We have, this is a piece I absolutely love. It's a cap device for Marine Corps. So it's the Eagle, Globe, and Anchor, or EGA for Eagle, Globe, and Anchor. But what makes this one so unique is that this is an early piece, mid-1930s or earlier, and we can tell because if you look at the globe has both latitude and longitudinal lines. I actually practiced saying longitudinal quite a few times. But that's a good way to tell because they did away with longitudinal lines in the 30s and they just went to latitude. So when you see something that's got both longitude and latitude, it's an earlier piece. So a very nice heavy Marine Corps cap device from the 1930s or earlier. There's probably a specific model number for these, but I have yet to do enough research in it to actually get that number assigned. So if you know, go ahead and comment on it. I have a little piece of sweetheart jewelry here, and I picked this up just because you rarely see things for the Merchant Marines. You can see U.S. Merchant Marine, nice little sterling piece here. I like that one a lot. Moving on, we have some rank for Navy. So we have a set of bars for the rank of lieutenant in the Navy. It'd be captain in the Army. These bars would have been worn on the shirt collar. And then we have a small set here that's pinned back. And this set would have been worn on the side cap. So a nice set of rank for a lieutenant. And then to kind of go along with that, we do have some cap devices here. These would be worn on the side cap as well. These are Navy officers' devices. One's hollow back and one's a solid piece. Both are maker marked and sterling. Nice little pieces. And that kind of gives me a whole set here. So when you look, you've got, this would go on the side cap, and this would go on the side cap. So if I find a nice navy side cap that needs rank, I now have the pieces that I could finish that side cap off with. Oh, and everybody, we have another visit by our friend Max. Hey, bud. Welcome back. Once again, I won't see Max, for an hour, 2 hours, and the moment I start filming, within minutes of me filming, he will be here making his presence known. I'm surprised I haven't captured him in other videos. Usually I kind of shoo him away, but I've just learned now that, well, we're just gonna live with it. So thanks, Max, for making an appearance. Now, this piece right here, I like. This is the 45 caliber breakdown tool for the model 1911. This is an early piece right here, and it's got that blued appearance, so this would be used for the 1911. For the 1911 A1s, they switched over to more of a Parkerized finish. Now, that doesn't mean that this wasn't used with the 1911 A1, but it's just a more desirable breakdown tool. And right now for my 1911, because I have a 1915 dated 1911, I have a World War II breakdown tool. And I've always wanted to add a World War I era breakdown tool, so there we go. And then the final piece right here I want to share with you today is this. I do not have one of these in my collection either. This is a very nice United States Marine Corps Good Conduct medal. Just beautiful. And what makes this so exceptional, when we look at the back here, you can see that it's got the name, and I have not done any research on this gentleman yet. Nelson C. Davis, I believe is how that reads. Yep, Nelson C. Davis Jr., and then 1943. So it's a beautiful wartime. You'll see these out there in the market, but they're often post-war dated. So to find one that is a World War II dated was just a perfect addition to the collection. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed those pickups. It was kind of a surprise to get the call and to go out and see what they had, and some neat things I don't necessarily have in my collection. And that's always kind of a fun thing, is to go someplace and be able to pick items and be like, wow, I've always wanted one of those. I've heard about those. I just don't have one of those in my collection, and be able to add it to your collection. And believe me, I'm getting to the point where that's harder to do, just because. And then I hope that you're able, if you're in the area, to attend the Livonia Militaria show. So, once again, if you are there and happen to see me, give me a shout. I'd love to talk to you in that. And otherwise, I really don't have anything more to share with you except to say this is Steve, reminding all of you to, well, keep them rolling.